Google now has three different approaches to Android it's currently deploying, with the help of hardware partners throughout the world. In February, Android Oreo Go Edition made its formal debut, with hardware announcement from some well-known smartphone manufacturers such as ZTE, Alcatel, Huawei, and HMD Global. Originally announced as Android Go, Google said that every Android release would have an Android Go configuration. So now, Google has rolled out Android Oreo Go Edition, but it joins two other Android deviations, the main Android OS, which is currently Android Oreo, and Android One. Here's what you need to know about all three. So what is Android Oreo? Each year, Google updates Android, and the version number and name changes. In early 2017, Android 8.0 was announced, with the letter O up next in its naming scheme. Toward the end of the year, Google announced Android 8.0 Oreo and released it to vendors to be used in devices. As the main version of the operating system, Google doesn't target any sort of device specification with Android. Instead, it's up to hardware partners to decide how much memory or storage and what processor is used in a device running the latest release of Android. What does Android Oreo feature? Without having too much worry about specification and resources available, Android Oreo is where Google is able to push mobile devices. Here are a few features which Android Oreo currently has that push the limits of a smartphone. Picture-in-picture mode gives users the options to watch a video or keep Google Maps running via a thumbnail in a corner of the screen, while simultaneously using another app. Split-screen apps. Android Oreo is capable of displaying two apps, with adjustable windows allowing the user to reply to an email in Gmail while using Google Search in Chrome. Google Daydream converts an otherwise normal smartphone in a Daydream-certified virtual reality handset for games, movies, and educational apps. And what is Android One? Google announced Android One in 2014. It positioned the new program as a means to provide emerging countries with affordable access to Android devices and, by extension, the Internet. Since then, Android One has done just that, but it has also grown up. Instead of only releasing low-end smartphones with a bare-bone version of Android, device makers have begun to push towards mid-range devices. These have respectable specifications and are backed by Google's Android One program across the globe, including the US. What does Android One feature? According to Google, all Android One products come with a few guarantees. Regular security updates for 3 years, Android OS updates for 2 years, the core Android interface and Google services, approved hardware based on performance tests. In other words, Android One is a vanilla Android experience, free of any proprietary skins, interfaces, or unnecessary apps from hardware manufacturers. On top of that, an Android One device won't stop receiving updates for up to 3 years. Both of these promises answer a lot of complaints about the Android ecosystem as a whole. For example, Samsung and LG each make modest changes to overall look and feel of Android, but not all those changes actually improve the experience. Furthermore, Samsung has a reputation for being slow when it comes to releasing software updates. But what is Android Oreo Go Edition? Originally announced in May 2017, Android Go picks up where Android One left off. This stripped-down OS is built to run on devices with 1 GB of memory or less. Google's goal is for devices to be priced as low as possible. And what does Android Oreo Co-Edition feature? Now referred to as Android Oreo Co-Edition, every core Android app from Gmail to Google Maps to Assistant has been rebuilt and stripped of any unnecessary bloat. By streamlining the operating system and core apps, Android Oreo Co-Edition provides more storage to the end users, even on a device with only 8 GB of storage. Moreover, Google's Data Saver service helps users save data by providing tools to restrict background data access.